Guys, I seriously might not be able to go to PA school from September on. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't think it's going to be as big as Destiny 1. It'll be fun, but it'll be good to play for, like, you know, during the weekend. Oh, dude.
Whoa.
Sweet.
Oh, that's what qualified.
All the vendors out. Where's the soccer field? Where's the soccer field? We gotta go play soccer. Oh, what's this I can turn on?
There's like computers and shit in here.
Found dead orbits. Oh, sweet, dude. Yes. It's a huge ass soccer ball.
Oh, that's cool. There's like a little fire out here.
Oh, out of bounds. You should be able to throw it in. Like, if it goes out, you should be able to, like, hold square and throw it in. That would be awesome. I am the soccer master. Can't beat this dribble out, son. From FIFA 16 and Destiny 2 Live. Oh my god. Oh crap. Yeah, I just did the same thing. I'm like, oh look, a ship. Can I ride the water wheel? No.
Whoa.
So, this looks like, what is this, the vault? I don't know. I found Eris Morn's stash.
What is this? Like a little drum or something?
They should do an economy thing where, like, the more people that buy a certain item, the... Where are you at? Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That's what I was wondering, Twilight Garrison emblem. And then Dead Orbit's back over here. Follow me over here behind the farmhouse. But I was saying they should do, like, an economy where, like, with Eris Morn, well, maybe not with Eris Morn, but, like, with the regular guys, where if people are buying a certain weapon and it lowers the supply, like, if the demand goes up, then the price goes up by, like, 1 or 2 legendary marks or whatever the economy is. You know what I mean? So, like... Yeah. Because it would be cool, like, you know... So say that there's a really awesome weapon that's like the new meta, like how the Palindrome was. Well, if you get in on it first and, like, discover it, then you get it for like 100 legendary marks or whatever the economy is. But then the more people that want to buy it, you know what I mean? Like, it's harder to come by. There has to be like a supply. That'd probably be too difficult, but it'd be pretty cool if they did something like that.
That's cool. You can turn on and turn off this light over here at Dead Orbit.
So, what's this in here? This looks like another vendor. Oh, cool. This must be Halliday's little shop right here with all the sparrows. They're building new sparrows, and they're the nice ones. And then the ship hangar. Looks like... Yep.
Yeah.
What's that? Huh. Hey, look at this thing over here, where I'm at inside the hangar. It's like a new kind of...
orange thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a vehicle or a drone.
Yeah, some type of vehicle or drone. It's pretty cool. Interesting. Like there's a microscope, so we could do science and stuff.
Oh yeah, so on your character screen, where sparrows used to be, it's not called your sparrow slot anymore, it's just called a vehicle.
Ooh.
Which is
Interesting.
where you can get something that's not a sparrow.
Cool.
You can be cool is get one of those like Scorpion Wrath tanks from Halo. Just drive around.
Oh yeah, like a actual like a land vehicle. That would be sick. That would be
Or
so
like
much fun.
a warthog.
Yeah,
You
one
got a
person,
gunner.
one's the gunner, the other one's like shooting grenade launchers from the passenger seat or grenades. That'd be awesome. I wish that there was a sit function so I could actually like read this tablet and drink some of this coffee. Man, I can't wait for the new weapons to come out and see all the new stuff that they got. Is the database up yet? Like, have they loaded the database to look at the
Database for
weapons?
what?
Destiny 2. Like, you
Oh,
remember how like you could go on Destiny database and like you could like look at all the new weapons and everything?
oh, not yet. There's a YouTube video I was watching earlier where someone has all the armor with all the perks and all the weapons that are currently in the game, and you can like compare and contrast.
What?
And then there's they have all the enemy types that are seen in the beta with all their attacks and what element of attacks they have. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can find the video. I'll send it to you guys. Oh yeah, oh, that's cool.
What?
You just climb up the
That
fucking.
that is awesome, dude. That is really freaking cool.
You know they purposely made that for the warlocks when they missed their jump.
Shut up. You don't you main a warlock too? What are you even talking about? You bashing on my shit. Yeah, especially during the raid, like if there were more
Especially for warlocks.
aesthetically pleasing animations to make you actually feel like you've achieved something. Like, oh, I made that. I got in there. So the factions. Yeah. Where you at? I made it finally, guys. I'm here. So for the factions, we know Dead Orbit is there, but is New Monarchy and Future War Cult confirmed too, or?
Yeah, I have a Future War Cult sidearm.
Okay. New Monarchy. Okay. I'm curious if they're still gonna have 3 factions, or if they're gonna have more, and if New Monarchy somehow is, has like factioned off, might be interesting.
What if he just died in the tower?
Yeah. Yep. And that's what brought me to that comment about the economy. I was thinking like, it'd be shitty to have people, like charge somebody more actual money for something, but in-game currency, it would be okay if there was a live economy. Because, I mean, right, so let's think about that. So if they have a weapon that you want, right, or like, say like, a new role comes out, or I don't know, the weapon rolls aren't even going to be the same anymore, but like, say that there's a weapon, and maybe you can buy mods or whatever the case is, and somebody finds a good combination, and then it gets out there. The more popular that becomes, the harder it should be to come by. You know what I mean? To like make players work for it more. Like that's a way to bring that grind back instead of like grinding for weapons. And I'm not saying that I want to grind because I hated the grind trying to get like a really good hopscotch pilgrim or
Oh, guys. Hey, check this out. I'm on top of the roof.
um
You can jump through the water wheel.
uh-huh. But what was the
There's
other
this
one?
shit.
The pulse rifle, grasp a mallet, right? So like that was a pain to grind for, but so let's say that they have a new, way to grind. Whoa. but it's a little bit easier because then it's currency instead of like specific weapon. I think that would be kind of cool.
There's all kinds of shit up here. There's like this giant dome thing.
Oh, sweet. Oh, and there's a vendor station, it looks like.
Yeah. Maybe
He's
this is where
selling
Vice is at or something.
a bunch of flux capacitors and access port keys. Barrels of petroleum nitrate. I don't even know what that is. I'm making it all up. Look at all these Pelican cases. There's so much stuff. There's so many things. Is it just me, or does this look like a war mine up here on the top of this building?
Yeah.
Interesting. So I'm hoping then that they're going to tie the war mines into it a lot more and reveal a lot more of the story about Destiny and, you know, the Golden Age and the Great War.
Well, that second expansion's the Rasputin, yeah.
Oh, yes. I hope they bring back Praedyth, figure out a way to bring Praedyth back. I want him to make a new sniper rifle. Praedyth's Return, and then it thing's just like a beast. It's an exotic sniper rifle. I want to know why they automatically selected the gender of my character.
It's just random.
Yeah, I know.
You can back out of it and then like re-roll it.
So there's even sex changes in Destiny now.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I'm gonna identify as a sparrow. Pretty awesome, man. They did a great job. Yeah, they did a great job. They should make you like, you should have to go into the woods. Like you have to go into the woods and find him. That'd be funny. Yo, go to my fucking YouTube account. Probably.
Tightrope over here. Oh, you can jump on it or not.
Probably, I think honestly it'll be after the raid. That, or I think maybe like Gaul will distribute, like, so he's going to take the light from the Traveler, so I think what he's going to do is he's going to give it to his army, like his lieutenants or whatever, and as you go through the strikes and the missions and you defeat them, you get a little bit of your light back at a time, little by little. And then as you're doing that, it builds you up to the point where you can then do the raid.
Shit.
So it'll be progressive, and then maybe like after the first raid, then you get all your light back, and then it'll progress into like Osiris's expansion and Rasputin. But I think that might be one way. Hey, there's a bunker down here, guys, under the farm. It's dark. Yeah, come over where I'm at. But I think that that's how it'll work, because, right? I mean, there's no way that we can do a raid without our light, like without having abilities and our supers. So there's got to be a way to get right, right. hmm Oh yeah, and we get our light back through the shards of the traveler. Yeah, right. Because they're not out doing it. Yeah, yeah. Cade. Yeah, because Zavala's already with us. Zavala stays. Right. Right. Yeah. So that might be another thing too, where we complete missions, or there are relics that we, instead of using light, the relics have power, and we use the power of the relic to get abilities. Same way you were saying. Or it's uh what am I thinking here? Um, I just lost my thought. But yeah, so there's like, we go through and we progress and we find stories, and then we progress through the story and we find relics, and then the relics will grant us maybe a new subclass of different abilities in the subclass, and then instead of using light, we have like this inert or inherent ability through the relics, so it's permanent. It's not like something that when our light decreases, our power decreases. Like it's a new source of power or energy. And maybe those relics. Yeah, yeah. I think so. I mean, but I'm streaming on YouTube also. But I'm thinking that it could be that, like maybe it's a pre-war type of power that maybe the traveler, maybe the relics are parts of the traveler, like you were saying, like relics of the traveler that infuse our characters with light. Um, but I mean, there's got to be a way. Because look at the subclass menu. I mean, it's a lot bigger than what it is right now, you know.
Right.
Hey,
So
Nuke, come over here.
there's way more stuff that we have not. Where are you at?
I'm gonna take a screenshot.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
You gotta sit. Are you sitting?
I'm sitting.
Here, put this retard out. Next to us
Hmm.
over
He wants to be in.
Photo bomb.
That's fine. Cool. I got it.
Got it.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. I think I hope rather that the patrol mode is going to have a lot more story in it. Like I want
Hmm.
there to be uh, obviously the story missions should be focal on the story itself, but I really hope like a lot of the lore, like the depth of the lore, is found in the
Yeah.
patrol missions. You know what I mean? Like say you do a story, right? Let's just take the Thorn, for example, right? Like you got the
Yeah.
quest for the Thorn, right?
Yeah.
And instead of just doing stories or, going and like killing 1,000 thrall, it has phases to it where you have to discover the lore of the weapon to charge it and increase its power and get it to its exotic form. So I'm hoping that is all done in patrol mode.
Yeah.
Um, because they're saying it's going to be so expansive, and like from patrol mode you can roll right into a strike or right into missions or whatever. And
Yeah, right into Crucible.
right, yeah, like you
Standby.
just and it's a progressive type of thing. But instead of picking up the Grimoire cards, right, as you complete these steps and patrol and everything, you're learning about the lore of the weapon. You're gaining information and learning about it, and acquiring all the pieces for that exotic. And then, like if there's legendary weapons or legendary armor, like how they did like strike specific armor, if they have
Hmm.
legendary or exotic armor from certain strikes and stuff, that a lot of the lore is buried within that strike. Or like,
I just personally think there's going to be way too many weapons
yeah.
and diversity of different legendaries
Well,
because they're locked in. Those certain weapons are locked in at certain perks,
right.
so they need to diversify and have tons of weapons.
Well, me and Merrick were talking about it. Excuse me, earlier when it released. And when you look at the weapon mods, how many slots there are.
There's
Um,
tons of them, right?
yeah, so we can have the same weapon, but I mean, I don't know
Hmm.
what you know, the diversity of a single weapon though. You can have
Hmm.
probably hundreds of different combinations of one weapon. So I'm hoping that there's only like a handful of base weapons, like a handful of base auto rifles.
Hmm.
Because if you have 3 base auto rifles, you could have 3,000 different combinations of weapon perks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like depending on how they developed the game and how they did the weapons. But um, I don't know. I mean, I'm also hoping that there's going to be class specific weapons, like how they did with like the
Hmm.
Talok and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Oh, I got a linear fusion rifle.
Oh yeah, the
Awesome.
tarantula.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that
Yeah.
gun's cool. Don't use it in PvP though, it sucks.
Yeah, it does.
It's good in PvE though.
You gotta get headshots with it.
Nice. It's pretty cool looking. Yeah, and like the other thing too is like I'm looking at this tarantula and it says arc damage mod. So, you can have 3 tarantulas that are all arc damage but have different stat rolls or weapon mods on it, or you can have one of each, you know, element class. So, I think the way that they developed it, the way that they designed it, is actually going to be
Hmm.
beneficial. I think once we actually have the ability to mod our weapons, we're going to like it exponentially better. And I think it's going to make you really be more cautious with your resources. Like if you have a weapon
Yeah.
mod that you really like, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, say rangefinder is a weapon mod, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're going to wait until you find the perfect shotgun that you like, that works for you. Like if you're like a blink shot type of person, then you're going to want a fast
Yeah.
firing, high power, or no, I'm not fast firing. A slow firing, high power shotgun.
High powered. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're going to be highly mobile. So maybe there's a weapon mod that increases your mobility, like agility +5 instead of 2, and
Yeah.
maybe that pushes you over the edge and gives you that advantage. But that weapon mod is tailored to your playstyle. So I think it's really gonna. I think we're gonna really like it once
Yeah.
we get hands on it and get like involved in it and start getting those to drop. And I think it's really gonna be good for the loot table too.
Yeah.
Like if weapon mods will drop instead of weapons. So like maybe the chance is 10% of a weapon dropping on a strike, but maybe it's 30% chance for the weapon mod to drop. Or when you kill majors, weapon mods are a 50% guaranteed drop. So there's a higher rate of getting weapon mods, and to balance the market or the economy of it, if you dismantle the weapon mods, you don't get anything for it and you can't sell them or whatever. But it frees up your inventory. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of ways to do it, but I honestly think it's gonna really. I think a lot of people are really gonna like it. It'll allow players to tailor their gun to their gunplay.
Yeah.
So
And you can come all the way back here to the water.
Because, like, the other thing, too, right? Like, and now that sniper rifles and shotguns and all that stuff are
Hmm.
power weapons, I think is really going to change the dynamic, especially when you mod those guns, because they're going to be limited use. So you're not going to waste a mod on a gun that, you're reserving for like basically a power play or like clutch plays, you know what I mean? Like you're going to pull your shotgun out when it's down to the wire in Crucible, it's close match, and if you're really good with the shotgun, you're going to hold that ammo, and you're going to pull your gun out, and you're going to want to make sure it doesn't fail, that you don't shit the bed
Yeah.
with it. So I think that people are going to be very conservative when it comes to modding fusion rifles, sniper rifles, shotguns,
Hmm.
and any other, linear fusion rifles, any other power weapons that they have, the grenade launchers and things like that. And when you think about it, let's take explosive rounds for example. If that's a
Yeah.
weapon mod, and you put explosive rounds on a grenade launcher, how is that going to affect gameplay in Control? Is that going to be where it increases the explosive damage, where a direct hit is a one-hit kill on a player and 30-40% damage, or it totally takes a shield down on surrounding players within like a 5-meter radius? That's OP, like that's a power weapon. Or is it a sniper rifle where, kind of like with Firefly, or whichever perk it was, headshots do
Uh,
area damage? You know what I mean? So that could be a hugely beneficial weapon mod. And you're going to be conservative in your use of it. Like, do I want to use it on my grenade launcher or my sniper rifle,
hmm.
kind of thing. So it'll be.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be good,
I'm
man.
just wondering how they're gonna actually drop. Wonder if it's like the perks for the weapons. Are they just gonna drop in missions, or do you choose them and then you put them on your weapon, or you decrypt them and then you get
Yeah, I see what you mean.
the the perk for the weapon or the weapon mods?
I think they're going to be dropped. I think they'll drop
Mm,
somehow, and maybe both. Maybe they decrypt,
mm,
because when we play, and
yeah.
we get engrams, they decrypt when you pick them up sometimes,
Right.
in the game. But I think weapon mods, like, maybe they're gonna be tiered too. Like you'll have your common, uncommon, rare, legendary, exotic.
Yeah.
I think the higher tier ones are gonna be what is sold at the Eververse, like, because it's a guaranteed mod that you want, you're gonna pay for it,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Where maybe like the lower
Dang.
tier stuff, I think I'm thinking that might be a
Uh.
way. I kind of hope not, because that's
Mhm.
not an aesthetic thing like how Eververse
Yeah.
traditionally is. That'll definitely give people an
Yeah.
advantage, a pay to win
Yeah.
kind of thing, but
Yeah.
a slight edge. I hope that's not the case. But
He's awake.
okay, want to go?
Yeah.
So, all right, boys.
All right.
Well, month and a half. The farm looks awesome though, man. I'm really
Yeah.
stoked for it. They did a really good job with everything. I'm pretty pleased. But we're gonna go and run some errands, man. Let me stop streaming here.
All right.